Welcome back to the ranch. I'm Micah, and today we are finishing up some raised garden beds using sustainable, salvaged logs from our forest that came down in a recent storm. These don't require any hardware at all, no rebar, no brackets, and really just require a couple of basic tools to make. It couldn't be easier. Let me show you how we did it. We had a large number of young pines come down right at the edge of our forest, so I cut some poles 4 to 6 inches in diameter. You can use larger logs if you'd like, but they can get pretty heavy quickly. Cut your logs about 12 inches longer than the desired interior dimensions. In this case, I want 4 by 4 foot beds, so I'm cutting these at 5 feet. Once you've got your poles cut, level the ground a bit if needed, and lay out the logs. Once you've got your plot roughly leveled and you got your logs laid out kind of where you want them, you can start the notching process. For this, you can use a small chainsaw that's small enough that you can control it, or a handsaw is fine if you don't have a chainsaw. This is just going to be faster. So I lay out my logs with roughly 3 inches of overhang on each corner. I'm going to take my chainsaw and sort of eyeball the width of each log. For starters, I'm just scoring so that I know where the notch needs to be. Now I'm going to cut through on the score marks just 1/3 of the way through the thickness of the log. Just make sure your log doesn't rotate when you do each side so that they're level to each other. A small chainsaw is the easiest way I've found to rough out the notch. Just a hatchet to finish it out. I like using my machete as a draw knife to flatten the notch. The pine is quite soft, and so this is actually easier than you might expect. Take your side pieces and notch them the same, fitting them together. Do you all remember Lincoln logs? Then notch the top of those logs 1/3 of the way through on the other side, and just keep stacking. Okay, so I thought about hiding this with editing magic, but I decided not to, and I'm gonna fess up to my mistake here. So, if you over notch one of your logs, like I did, you make it too deep so that this can't sit down fully without rolling around, you can get around that by shimming. In here, I have used just a little strip of wood just to build it up enough that it's at the right elevation. It's not ideal, but I don't really feel like cutting another log. So if you mess up like I did, that's something you can do to get around it. For deeper beds, you can fill the base with compost, woody debris, or chips, branches, etc., ag byproduct, and just top it with soil. This will save you some money and will provide nutrients to the bed for a number of years as things break down. All right, that about does it. You can make these as tall as you'd like for whatever purpose you need them for. These are going to be mushroom cultivation beds. I only need 6 to 8 inches of depth, so I only went 2 courses of logs up, but you can take them, as high as you'd like, depending on how much work you want to put in. Speaking of mushrooms, we're going to be doing oysters and wine caps in these 2 beds here in a couple of weeks once the temps come up just a little bit above freezing. Tune in soon for that video. Catch you next time.